afternoon everyone, and welcome back to Adam's Land. Welcome to the new Adam's Land home studio where we have a green screen backdrop. We're going to test this out today as well, see how that works. And welcome back to round 2 of the Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018, which was brought to us by Disney Dan and www.themeparktube.com. With me as always is Ebony from Ebony's little channel.
Hi.
And you can check out Ebony's little channel just up here. Okay, so if you saw the first 2 videos, you would have seen the first 64 attractions discussed at Disney World, and we've whittled it down to now a round of 32. This is round 2. I'm going to kick straight off with Pirates of the Caribbean versus the Na'vi River Journey. Pirates of the Caribbean is at the Magic Kingdom, actually an all-time classic. Na'vi River Journey is one of the newer rides at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Okay, Ebony.
It is a tough one because they're both boat rides.
Both boat rides and both really good.
Yeah, because I love Avatar, and then Pirates of the Caribbean is a bit longer ride.
It is, yeah, you're right, it is a bit of a longer ride and it's a classic.
But I'll have to say Na'vi River Journey.
You prefer Na'vi River Journey,
Yes.
do you? Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Although I guess, you know, you do enjoy Avatar a lot. This is a tricky one for me. I like both rides. Both are, you know, sort of boat rides, both are dark rides. Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously a classic. It's stood the test of time. It has been updated once or twice. They've redone the scene with the Red Lady recently to try and move with the times. It was a decision I wasn't overly keen on. Not that I don't agree with moving with the times and showing equality between men and women, but this was a ride that was designed to show life with pirates. You know, the Pirates of the Caribbean, and pirates were all into you know, sort of pillaging and taking what they wanted, and yeah, it's just a change that I didn't think was necessary in the theming of the ride, but I can understand why Disney did it. Na'vi River Journey, fantastic ride. It's only a short ride, but again, it's what Disney do well with dark rides. I think purely because of the length of the ride and the fact that it is an all-time classic, I'm probably going to vote for Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, sorry Ebony, I know you're disappointed with that, but don't get me wrong, I love Na'vi River Journey, but it was over too quick.
I got a reason why I like Na'vi River Journey.
Go on then.
Because it's all sparkling.
Yeah,
it is pretty colours as well.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Like, yeah, you have to see it to believe it. It's amazing. Disney invested a lot into this to bring Pandora to life, and obviously had James Cameron and some of the cast from the Avatar film ride it and experience it, and they gave their seal of approval. It is a fantastic ride, don't get me wrong, but for me, Na'vi River Journey, you queue for a long time and it's over too quick. Whereas Pirates of the Caribbean, it's a longer journey. They updated the ride a few years ago to bring in Captain Jack Sparrow, which I thought was a good touch to tie in with the films. And then obviously the films recreated some of the scenes from the ride, which obviously existed long before the films were made. And yeah, for me, it just, I think, bearing in mind both rides are linked to films, I think the Pirates of the Caribbean one is linked to the film better than the Na'vi River Journey one, and it is a classic. So I don't know how we're going to decide this one. If you had to queue up for an hour to ride 2 minutes of Na'vi River Journey, because it is only about 2 or 3 minutes long, yeah, or for half an hour to ride a 10-minute Pirates of the Caribbean, which would you prefer?
Na'vi River Journey.
You'd still queue longer to ride the shorter ride?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I think for me, Pirates of the Caribbean also feels slightly more Disney. Just because of, you know, the history of that ride being there at all the parks. The Avatar stuff is only at Disney World. I mean, obviously these are only Disney World attractions that we're discussing, but Avatar had no links with Disney prior to Disney bringing the world of Pandora to life at Animal Kingdom. Whereas, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean are Disney films as well. You know, it's become a big franchise, and I just think Pirates of the Caribbean is the better experience. Although That's not to take away from Navi River Journey. That's the thing with this competition. We're going to start finding, as we whittle down the rides, we're going to have ones that we both want to see go through that aren't going to go through. But I think Pirates of the Caribbean should go through, based on it being a longer ride with better theming, even though Navi River Journey is spectacular and I would advise going to ride it. Are you happy with that?
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed? Okay, well I'm sorry. Well, maybe we'll agree on the next one. Okay, so in round 2, match number 2, we have the Grand Fiesta Tour, which is in the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot, versus the Seas with Nemo and Friends, also at Epcot. So, Ebony.
The Seas with Nemo.
Yeah? Why's that?
Because I love the spin.
You love it when it spins? Yeah. And it tells the story quite well, doesn't it? Like you see all the characters, you see Nemo and you see Dory and you see Bruce the shark and the turtles. Yeah.
See everyone.
Yeah. And it's a good fun ride. I think I think kids will enjoy that ride better because it retells the story of Finding Nemo. And I think it's quite relevant as well in that you've had the recent movies, obviously, you know, more recently Finding Dory, but you know, the same characters are involved. So yeah, I think kids will enjoy the Seas with Nemo and Friends better. Grand Fiesta Tour, you know, like I said in the round 1 video, it kind of reminds me of It's a Small World, which I'm not a big fan of. I know that's a Disney classic. It's slightly different. You have the 3 Caballeros with Donald Duck. Yeah, I mean, Grand Fiesta Tour is a nice little ride, but I agree with Ebony. I think the Seas with Nemo and Friends is a better attraction. So yeah, I think we both agree on that one.
Yep.
Okay, so that's good. We find one that we agree on. So the winner of match number 2 is the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Okay, round 2, matchup number 3. This is going to be a difficult one for Ebony because these are 2 rides that she enjoys, both of them. So we have Under the Sea, The Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Under the Sea.
I like that
Under
one.
the Sea.
Right, so we have that, which is at the Magic Kingdom, versus Avatar, Flights of Passage, the new ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So Ebony, what are you thinking?
Flights of Passage.
Flights of Passage?
Yep.
Yeah? Why's that?
I like the ride. It's just fun. I like the ride.
Yeah?
Yep. I don't have a reason why.
You prefer that ride then, yeah?
Yeah.
Because you like the Little Mermaid ride as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though Ariel's your favourite princess, you're going to go with Flights of Passage, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I can understand that. I mean, Journey Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, that is a brilliant ride for the small kids. You know, retells the story of the Little Mermaid fantastically in just a few minutes. But I do think, as an experience, as a whole attraction, from the moment you get in the queue all the way till you get off the ride, I think Avatar Flight of Passage is just something else. You know, it transports you to the land of Pandora. It transports you into becoming an avatar and flying on the Banshee. The theming in the queue, the storytelling in the queue to get you to, you know, riding on the Banshee is so immersive and just such an experience. I mean, I can't stress enough how much you need to experience this ride if you go to Animal Kingdom. No matter whether there's a 3-hour queue, you know, just queue for it, like ride it, it's totally worth it. So yeah, while I do enjoy the Journey Under the Sea ride, and I know you do as well, I think Avatar Flight of Passage definitely should win this match. Okay, so round 2, matchup number 4, we have Star Tours at Disney's Hollywood Studios versus Frozen Ever After, which is in the Norway Pavilion at Epcot. It used to be the Maelstrom ride, now it's Frozen Ever After. Ebony, which do you prefer out of those 2?
Hard decision, hard. At Star Tours, when we were sitting down, they chose me to get.
That's right. Yeah, you were the person that the Empire were looking for. So, yeah.
Why me? Just why me?
Because they saw you as a Rebel Alliance pilot, you know, someone who was good, doing good for the universe, the galaxy.
I wasn't even doing anything well.
No, they have to choose somebody though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So which do you prefer? Because I know you're a big fan of Frozen as well.
Yeah, I like that. But I have to go Star.
You think Star Tours? That surprises me. I thought you would have gone with Frozen Ever After.
I got a reason why.
Go on then.
Because, you know Star Tours, right? It like explains some of the story for you, you know, the film.
I don't think it does explain much of the film, but it is. I mean, there's so many side spin-offs in Star Wars as well. You know, they make the theming of the ride entirely, or the story of the ride entirely possible. But yeah, okay, that's good. If I had to choose one of those two attractions, I think I would agree with Star Tours. Frozen Ever After, they've done well at Epcot, but personally I prefer the Maelstrom ride that used to be there. And yeah, that was the longest queue we queued up for at Epcot when we went, and I didn't think it was worth the queue once I'd experienced it, if I'm being honest. Whereas Star Tours, I love all the theming in the queue, I think it's fantastic. And I'm glad that they've updated the ride. It's a better ride for it, I personally think. And I came off pleasantly surprised when we rode it last year in 2017. I came away from riding that ride pleasantly surprised with what they've done with it. And yeah, I would sooner ride Star Tours again over Frozen Ever After if I had to choose between the two. So yeah, I agree. Star Tours should win that round. Okay, so round 2, matchup number 5, we have the Jungle Cruise at Disney's Magic Kingdom versus Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is the show also at the Magic Kingdom. So, Ebony.
You go first. How about?
Okay, I suppose if I was at Magic Kingdom right now, or if I was to go tomorrow, and I could only choose one of those attractions to go on, I would opt for the Jungle Cruise. I never used to particularly enjoy the Jungle Cruise, but I started to enjoy it more this year. I think I found more of an appreciation of what the cast members were doing on that ride. You know, they're interactive and they're funny. You know, the humour is fantastic. You know, the ride is a parody of what it is. You know, it's a parody of a Jungle Cruise. You know, with fake animals and just humour all the way throughout. Now, obviously, Mickey's PhilharMagic is just a show. It's a lot more Disney-fied, if you like, you know, with all the characters that are involved in it. But yes, Mickey's PhilharMagic is nice, but I think, yeah, just for me, the Jungle Cruise, I come away smiling more from that than I do from going to see Mickey's PhilharMagic, which I have seen and I have enjoyed, but I haven't seen it for a long time. I've opted for Jungle Cruise more recently when we've been to Magic Kingdom. For that reason, I just enjoyed it more. What about you?
I'll have to go for the Jungle Cruise as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know you tend to prefer rides over shows anyway, don't you? So is that why?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, well there we go, we both agree. So Jungle Cruise wins the 5th matchup in round 2. Okay, matchup number 6 in round number 2 is Spaceship Earth at Epcot, the iconic symbol of Epcot, versus the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is the newest ride at the Magic Kingdom. I say newest ride, it's been there for a good 5 years I think now. But yeah, it's this is going to be a tough one. Ebony, what are you thinking?
I don't know, it's really hard to decide. Mine Train is really good.
Yeah.
Fast, it's nice, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, for me the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is over quite quick.
It's fun.
It is very fun. I don't think it's as fun as Big Thunder Mountain, which I think you queue up for less but enjoy more of the ride. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is the runaway mine train for younger children. You know, the theming is fantastic within the ride. I mean, I was very impressed by the theming. You know, the bit where you go through the mine in the middle and it slows the ride down, and you enjoy all the diamond and jewel mine.
Oh, and especially the diamond glowing, and it looks pretty.
Yeah, and you see the dwarves working away, and then they obviously do their walking up and start singing hi-ho, which I think is really good. But the ride itself is still over in a very short amount of time, and for the amount of time you queue up for that attraction, I'm not sure it's worth that. Spaceship Earth is always a must-do for me when I go to Epcot. It's right at the front of the park. If you can get on it early, happy days. If you can't, it's worth coming back to later if the queues get ridiculous. It's a longer journey, Spaceship Earth, and it's probably more interactive with, you get your little screens and you get to choose where you're from and some of your likes and everything when it comes to travel and whatnot. And they try to map out a story of the future, what the future is going to be like for you. And then when you come off the ride, you get all the interactive, things to play with. It's a tricky one. They're two fantastic attractions. I'm not sure which to go for. I'm stumped. What would you go for?
Spaceship Earth.
You think Spaceship Earth?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I was surprised at that. So why Spaceship Earth?
It's because you get to choose where you are, what you do in life,
You like
everything.
You like it being interactive,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm going to agree. I do enjoy Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I think young children will enjoy Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and understand it more than they will enjoy or understand Spaceship Earth. But yeah, I think as an attraction overall, the length of the queue, the length of the ride for what you queue up for. I think Spaceship Earth is probably a better attraction, certainly a more iconic attraction in my eyes, one that I always have to do when I go to Epcot. And yeah, so I think for those reasons, we're going to say Spaceship Earth wins matchup number 6 in round 2. So, matchup number 7, we have Muppets Vision 3D, which is the 3D show at Hollywood Studios, and Soarin' Around the World at Epcot. Last time, when we were discussing round 1, in part 1, you didn't vote for Muppets 3D, did you?
No.
No, you wanted to...
I'm not a big fan of films.
So I think I know where you're going to go for then. You're probably going to go for...
Soarin'.
Soarin'?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree though in this time. I mean, I do enjoy Muppet Vision 3D as a show. I do like to go and see it whenever I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios. But as an attraction at Epcot, I do thoroughly enjoy Soaring Around the World. The queues are long for it, so if you can get a fast pass for it, brilliant. If you do get caught in a long queue, there is an interactive element that you can enjoy. There's like a quiz that you can do on your smartphones, which we did for quite a while, didn't we? I think we queued up for it for a good 45 minutes, and
Yep.
we got the phone out. We took part in the quiz. We won the quiz a couple of times, which I thought was really good fun. And then the ride itself, they've updated the ride. The experience of the ride, I think I touched on in the last video. It's to get the full experience, it depends on where you sit on that ride. Ideally, you want to be smack bang in the middle of the cart that you're on, because if you're at the edge, you see the screen's edge, and it kind of takes away a little bit. But overall, as an experience, I think Soaring Around the World is a better experience. So while I do enjoy Muppet Vision 3D, which is a good sort of 10-minute show, it's got all the Muppet characters, all your favourites, good fun, thoroughly enjoyable. I think young kids will prefer Muppet Vision 3D because it's characters that they can associate with. But for me, and Ebony agrees, I think Soaring Around the World is going to go through on this one. Okay, matchup number 8, we're at the halfway stage. We have Peter Pan's Flight at the Magic Kingdom versus the Tomorrowland People Mover, also at the Magic Kingdom. Ebony.
The People Mover.
Yeah, you like the People
Yeah.
Mover? Yeah. Yeah, we rode the People Mover a few times, didn't we, when we last went?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the first ride we did when we got to Disney. And I think it was one of the last rides we did of our whole holiday as well, wasn't it?
We got a good view.
Yeah, you do get a great view on the People Mover, yeah.
You get to go backwards and forwards, like the
Yeah,
seats.
depending on what you sit, yeah.
Yep. And you can see people who's riding Space Mountain.
That's right, yeah, you go into Space Mountain and you can see people on Space Mountain. Obviously,
It's
the...
really pretty. There's like little towns and stuff.
That's right, yeah, when you see the City of the Future that Walt created, which was his initial vision for Epcot. And obviously, yeah, you get to go through the Buzz Lightyear ride. You sometimes get to see Buzz Lightyear doing his autographs as well, don't you? When you go overhead.
Yeah.
You get to go over the Tomorrowland Speedway, which is good fun. Yeah, I mean, Peter Pan's Flight is a good attraction, but it's over within a couple of minutes. It's very, very, very popular at the Magic Kingdom, and if we're talking about length of queue versus, enjoyment of an attraction, I would say the length of the queues are ridiculous for Peter Pan's Flight for for what you get as an attraction afterwards. Don't get me wrong, it's a good attraction. We do both enjoy Peter Pan's Flight, and that's why it went through last time. But I can never get enough of the People Mover. I love the People Mover. It's always the first ride I try to get on if I go to the Magic Kingdom. It's only a short queue, and it's a good length ride. You're on it for a good 10-15 minutes, and yeah, it's thoroughly enjoyable. So yeah, I think we both agree that the People Mover wins matchup number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so matchup number 9, we have a ride versus an attraction of meeting a Disney princess. So we have the Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios versus the Enchanted Tales with Belle, which is where you get to meet Princess Belle, and it kind of reenacts the story of Beauty and the Beast, which is a little bit interactive for the kids, but it's more so they get to meet Belle. It's slightly different to any other princess meet and greet. It's more of an interactive experience. What do you think?
Well, last time you said I liked Tower of Terror.
Well, you did. We've got the video to prove it.
We did.
And you've ridden it 3 times now, you know, so twice in Florida and once in Paris.
It's just when you get first drop and the look, it looks spooky.
It looks spooky, yeah.
Looks
But
spooky.
that's all part of the theming, isn't it? So
It looks
so.
spooky.
But I think as an overall attraction, when you have all that theming that you've got in the hotel garden, and when you get into the hotel, you know, all the cobwebs and stuff that you see in the lobby, and all the old furniture, and you go into the library and they play the video, and then you go through into the basement where you got the maintenance service elevator.
Yeah.
I just think the level of theming, you know, from the set decoration all the way down to the cast members that operate the ride, I think it's such an amazing experience. Don't get me wrong, that, you know, the theming in Enchanted Tales with Belle is also really good, and obviously for very young children, Enchanted Tales with Belle is obviously the way to go. But I think for me, the Hollywood Hotel Tower of Terror is one of my all-time favourite Disney attractions. Always will be. I was so pleased when they announced that they weren't changing it to Guardians of the Galaxy like they have done at Disneyland. For me, Tower of Terror is a far better attraction. Do you agree, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you do. Wow. Okay. That's good. I'm pleased that you have agreed with that one. Yeah, we both agree that Tower of Terror wins matchup number 9. Okay, so matchup number 10, we have Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom versus the Kali River Rapids, which is also at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Okay, what do you think?
Expedition Everest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Everest?
Yeah.
Yeah, we rode that a lot of times when we went, didn't we? How many times did we ride it in one day? Was it
5.
5? Yeah.
At night you can see the Yeti way better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a brilliant ride. It's good fun. Again, it's you kind of your runaway mine train style ride. But yeah, it's a good fun attraction. Expedition Everest. The queues aren't that bad either. We found when we went, the queues were, you know, we had a fast pass for it, but then we were able to go back and get straight back on the ride without the fast pass. You know, and then in the evening we did it over 3 times, didn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, the Kali River Rapids is a good river rapid ride. I don't think it's as good as the river rapid rides you get at Busch Gardens or Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. It's good, but it's not quite as good as other ones. Everest is one of the better rides at Animal Kingdom, I think. So yeah, I would, you know, and these are 2 rides at Animal Kingdom. Yeah, I would say Everest is the better attraction. So we both agree on Expedition Everest.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that was round 2, matchup number 10. Okay, matchup number 11. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. This is 2 big attractions. We have Mission Space at Epcot versus Big Thunder Mountain at the Magic Kingdom. 2 rides that Ebony loves, 2 rides that I love. So, what do you think?
I don't know. You go first.
Oh, okay. Tricky one. Big Thunder Mountain is a classic. It's been there for a long time, since I first went to Disney in 1991. I'm not sure if it's one of the originals or not at the Magic Kingdom, or whether it was built afterwards. But it is a classic. I love Big Thunder Mountain. for a runaway mine train-esque roller coaster, I'd say that's probably my favourite one of all of them, you know, against Everest or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. However, Mission Space is also a very, very, very good ride. You know, you get to become an astronaut in a sense. You know, it's a good simulator, you know, for going into space. The amount it spins you, the G-force, if you go on the amber version, is phenomenal. You feel it thrust you back into that pilot's chair. It's good, isn't it? However, I think I would have to choose Big Thunder Mountain if I was hard pressed to choose two. I do love Mission Space. I do love the theming of it. I do love the feel of it. I've never ridden the green version that doesn't spin you. If you have like struggle with travel sickness and feel nauseous easily, there is a softer version of the ride for you to ride on, which is a slightly different journey that you see on the screen as well. But yeah, I would say as an attraction, I love Big Thunder Mountain. So yeah, that would be my choice. What about you?
Mission Space.
You think Mission Space?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Because, you know the buttons?
Yeah.
You get to press them and I like pressing buttons for some reason.
Okay.
And I love the feel when you go up, down, land, everything.
So
And the
you
look,
like,
and the look.
and the look, yeah. So you like all the theming, you like the idea of blasting off into space.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a tricky one then. I mean, both rides are fantastic. Big Thunder Mountain did used to be your favourite at Magic Kingdom, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went Splash Mountain.
And then it went to Splash Mountain. But you still think Mission Space is a better attraction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Do you know what? I'm so torn by this one. I mean, while I would say Big Thunder Mountain, I am so borderline close to saying Mission Space, which is probably going to anger a lot of Disney fanatics. But this is our choices. Obviously, we want you guys to get involved as well and comment your opinions and your choices as well, and obviously comment what you think of our choices. Okay, I think the last couple of times when we've disagreed, I've had the final say. But on this one, I'm going to go with Ebony, and we will put Mission Space through in this matchup because both are fantastic attractions.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, let's go with Mission Space wins that one. Okay, round 2, match number 12. We have Dumbo at the Magic Kingdom versus the Haunted Mansion, also the Magic Kingdom. What do you think?
The Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion. This is quite an easy one, really. The Dumbo ride is just a very quick, small ride. Brilliant for kids, but over within a couple of minutes. I think there are 2 Dumbo attractions, aren't there, side by side. Good fun for the really young kids, but Haunted Mansion is a ride that also the really young kids can go on. They do find the initial part scary, but overall the theming of the Haunted Mansion from the moment you join the queue, going through the graveyard of the mansion,
The books.
yeah, the bookcases, everything, until you get in through the doors. The cast members are fantastic, the theming inside, and then the ride itself is just, it's a classic ride, and yeah, I could never tire of riding that ride. It's one I do like to do whenever I go to the Magic Kingdom. I can't say I've ever been on the Dumbo ride, or not to my recollection. Maybe I've been on it once. I don't think even that. You've been on it, haven't you? You rode it with Grandma, didn't you? Yeah, I think we both agree on this one. Haunted Mansion's quite an easy one to put through, isn't it? So Haunted Mansion wins that matchup. Okay. So round 2, matchup number 13. This is a matchup I didn't want to have to see happen so early in this whole competition. We have Splash Mountain at the Magic Kingdom versus Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios. 2 fantastic attractions. 2 of my favourite attractions in all of Disney World.
I got my answer.
You got your answer? I think we're going to both disagree on this one. So.
2 yours.
I think we should both say them at the same time. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, I knew you'd say Rock and Roller Coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster is a great ride. I love roller coasters, especially this one. You know, fast, exciting, well worth doing. The theming is good. You know, the idea of going through a music studio tour and then, you know, you see the band in the studio and then they have to dash off to a concert, but they get you the limousine ride and the tickets to go and see their concert, and that's obviously what the roller coaster is. Great theming. However, Splash Mountain, it's the ride that to me epitomises Disney. The theme is obviously brilliant throughout. You know, Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear. I thoroughly love Splash Mountain. I have the song in my head all the time, the old Zippity Doo Dah song in my head all the time. I think, you know, both attractions, because of their popularity, attract lengthy queues. But Rock and Roller Coaster, again, I think purely because it's a ride where it's over within a couple of minutes.
But it's fun.
It is
It's
amazing
fast
fun.
and fun.
It is amazing
I
fun.
love the music as well.
Whereas Splash Mountain takes a good sort of, I don't know, 12 to 15 minutes or something like that. If I was only allowed to ride one ride at Disney and I had to choose it out of those two, I think Splash Mountain would be the one I would go for. And it is your favourite from Magic Kingdom as well. So yeah, both are amazing rides, but I think in this case we're going to have to put Splash Mountain through.
Why you?
Because I went with yours last time. I went with Mission Space last time.
No, you didn't.
When we disagreed, I went with Mission Space. This time we disagree, and it's a tough one. I love both rides, but yeah, Splash Mountain.
It was a hard one.
Yeah, it was a hard one. Okay, matchup number 14. Dinosaur at Disney's Animal Kingdom versus the Carousel of Progress at the Magic Kingdom. Ebony.
I don't know. You?
Don't know? Okay. Tricky one. Dinosaur's an interesting ride. It's not a terrible ride, but it's a bizarre ride. I do enjoy the concept of it, but Nano Dino, that whole thing just is weird. It could be so much better. It's got the potential to be so much better than it is. Carousel of Progress, it's come from the original Disneyland in California, and Disney took it apart and moved it over to Florida. So there's a lot of history to that attraction, one of Walt's originals. It's a tricky one because based on my personal choices, Dinosaur should be a thoroughly more enjoyable experience. However, it's quite a weird bumpy ride. It's not one that I enjoy as much as I would like to enjoy. Carousel of Progress, while I love the history of it, it's not something that I go out of my way to go and experience when I'm at Magic Kingdom. It's a tricky one. What do you think?
Carousel of Progress.
You think Carousel of Progress, yeah?
I have no reasons why.
You just think the history of it?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you're not a big fan of Dinosaur, are you?
No, that's
No.
more to boys.
It's more for boys, is it? Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll agree with Ebony on this one. I think we're going to go with Carousel of Progress purely because of its history. It is a nice attraction at the Magic Kingdom to go and see. Dinosaur should be a good attraction, but it just wouldn't feel right to put that through over Carousel of Progress. So yeah, Carousel of Progress wins in this round. Okay, we're down to the penultimate match of round 2, which is Test Track at Epcot versus Space Mountain at the Magic Kingdom. Tricky one. Two big ones. I think I know which one I'm going to go for, but I'll let you go first.
Let's say 3, 2, 1. Okay?
3,
3,
2,
1.
1.
Test
Space
Track.
Mountain. Really?
Yeah.
You prefer Test Track to Space Mountain?
Oh, yeah.
Space Mountain is the roller coaster at Tomorrowland that we got on first for the day.
I know that, but Test Track, you have games after the ride,
Yeah.
and you get to play on them, but you get to create it, and you get to do stuff with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you found that fun, that's, I mean, fair enough. I mean, I remember Test Track as an attraction when it first arrived at Epcot, and it was a bit different. You didn't have all this messing about with creating a car or anything like that.
You know the car we created?
Yeah.
You took it. It was on your memory card.
Oh yeah, because it was on my
You
wristband.
took
Yeah.
it. You took it. Why
No,
didn't
I didn't take it. It was on my wristband. That's the thing. And yeah, herein lies a problem with this attraction. Then when you have created your car, you save it on one of your magic bands. Obviously the two of us were riding together, it went on my magic band. Then, you know, in the games afterwards, Ebony couldn't control that car because I had it on my magic band. So, yeah, Space Mountain for me, classic ride. It's, again, along with the Tomorrowland People Mover, Space Mountain is one of those rides that I have to do early on when I get to Magic Kingdom. I always have to ride it when I get to Magic Kingdom. I would feel cheated if I went to Magic Kingdom for a day and I didn't get to ride Space Mountain. Whereas if I went to Epcot and didn't ride Test Track, it wouldn't bother me quite so much. So I think for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to have to say Space Mountain wins in this case. Because it's in the history of the ride, it's a good roller coaster. I know it's an old roller coaster now, but it is still great fun. Yeah, it can't beat Space Mountain. So, yeah. Okay, and so we're down to the last matchup in round number 2, which we have the Tomorrowland Speedway at Magic Kingdom versus Toy Story Midway Mania at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Ebony, what do you think?
Tomorrowland Speedway.
Wow, okay, that surprises me. You prefer that one, yeah?
Yep.
Why is that?
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, it's relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. I would have thought you would have gone for more for the thrills of Midway Mania, where you're shooting your toggles and you're trying to score against the guys on the other side of the cart. I think obviously Tomorrowland Speedway is more of a classic, and I was glad to hear that it wasn't being removed from Magic Kingdom for the new Tron ride that's going to appear in Tomorrowland. However, yeah, I think Midway Mania as well, for one of the newer rides at Hollywood Studios, I think it's a great ride. It's good fun, it's interactive because you're obviously trying to score points, a bit like the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I've liked riding the Tomorrowland Speedway since I first went to the Magic Kingdom in 1991. Midway Mania I've only been on once, which was the last time we went to Florida, which was last year. I think, yeah, okay, both rides are great fun. I think kids will enjoy Midway Mania more because of the Toy Story theming. However, they may not get what you need to do on the attraction to score the points quite so much. Young kids, that is. Tomorrowland Speedway, yeah, good fun. You know, it's fun for young kids to get to drive a car. Although it's an old technology, you know, a lot of people don't particularly enjoy the smells of all the petrol and everything like that these days.
No.
Yeah, so it's a tricky one. I can see the love for Tomorrowland Speedway, but I would almost be inclined to put Midway Mania through. What are we doing? Okay, yeah, I think purely because of the history of it, and I wouldn't want it to go anywhere, I'm going to agree, and I'm going to say the Tomorrowland Speedway should go through.
Yay!
Okay, so that brings an end to round 2 of this attraction bracket. So we can see the competition's starting to take shape nicely. Once again, thank you to Disney Dan and to Theme Park Tube. Go and check them out, www.themeparktube.com. They're the creators of this Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018. It's good fun actually, you know, getting to discuss what our favourite attractions are. We want you guys to discuss what yours are as well, and add in your comments of what you think of our choices, what you would have chosen differently. Please interact with us. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please click like, please subscribe.
And please click the bell if you want to see part 3 or any other videos.
Or any other videos too, going forward. Join us for round 3, which is going to come up shortly. And so, yeah, thanks for popping over to Adamsland. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.